Hello, footies, and welcome back to this very special episode. Why do I say it's special? Well, who better to tell us that he is smiling from ear to ear. Max Verstappen's winning, his team is top of the league. There's no better time to be Dutch than my very good friend John. Hello, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you for that awesome introduction. And I am definitely smiling from ear to ear because tonight, Chris, marks an unbelievable milestone for the food and review community. Looking back on all these episodes, it is a journey filled with countless pack openings, weekend league highs and lows, market crashes, meta shifts, and endless debates. It is time for episode 700. From the early days for FIFA and to the current FC era, you, the fans, have been the ultimate team keeping this podcast going. And I honestly thank you. Thank you for every listen, every download, every tweet, every Discord message, and for sharing your passion with us. You're not just listeners, you're the backbone of this podcast. Of course, a shout out to the full food and review team, currently and previously, our dear sponsors, and of course, our Patreons, like, well, everyone basically. Here's to the nostalgia, the incredible community we've built, and to all the episodes yet to come. We wouldn't be here without you. And of course, I want to say one super special shout out to one of our Patreon supporters. One of the Patreon supporters that's been a Patreon for, well, day one. A special shout out to Oystein for being the first Patreon supporter and going over 700 episodes of supporting us. And he's still supporting the show today, Chris, and he's not even playing foot anymore. How awesome is that?
That's amazing, mate.
It is amazing. And, well, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Here's a little toast to you. All up to you. Thank you so much. Hope to see you in all the upcoming events and, of course, many more episodes. But for now, cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Remind me I never drink sparkling cider again.
I'm
going back to beer after this, though.
I'm enjoying a very nice apple and blackcurrant cider tonight. So cheers to all our listeners. Slanjivar.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say prost. Is that okay with you?
100%, mate. And we should also say Yaman, shouldn't we?
Yes, and of course in all the other countries we've been hanging out. 700 episodes. I mean, Chris, we are actually trying to see if we can make the 750 episode a big show on location somewhere. The 700, we can't really time it all perfectly, but by the looks of it, 700 might actually be on our next Crete event. By the looks of it, so hopefully we'll manage that. But what a journey has been, eh?
Oh, it's been amazing, mate. I can remember my first episode. Actually, I remember when I recorded it. I remember talking to you, how nervous I was. You said to me afterwards, you're drinking out of a bottle. I says, no, I'm not. Yeah. I can hear it when you're drinking out of it. I do remember it. And it's been amazing. And, I'll let you talk a bit more, but I have to say the amount of friends that we've made is unbelievable. I never thought, listen to you guys when you're on that first show. And then when you said, come and join us, how amazing it would be for me. And I actually really appreciate it, mate. So I'm sending you all my love as well.
Thank you, guys. No, it's something though. 700 episodes. We were talking about it this week, Chris. We did a lot of bonus shows. You did the summer shows every year. And I actually thought we also was on all different. I've made over 1,000 podcast officially now.
Wow.
Over 1,000 shows over the past 8 years. Yeah, it's not like I get nervous behind the microphone anymore, but that's something. It's nostalgia thinking about it at all from the first episode. Like we started with episode 0. And the funny thing is, if you go back to Spotify, you can see episode 8, I think, or 7 is like the first one you can actually find. If you look really hard, you can find episode 0 still somewhere on YouTube. I think it's hidden somewhere, but maybe you can still find it. And that was pretty cringe to watch back. I did watch back to it this morning. And we've come a long way, mate. We've come a long way.
Yeah, I mean, I think you mentioned to me, was it 2020 we started this?
2019, yeah.
2019 we started. Wow, I mean, to be going this long, it's unbelievable, mate. Let's hope we last there for 10 years. We've still going strong, having some. I mean, let's be honest, when we started it, we never thought we'd have these amazing events, did we? We've had Crete, Edinburgh, loads of meetups, meeting guys, and people come and go. They join the Discord, leave, but those guys have stuck with us as well for a very long time. They are the backbone of this podcast, aren't they?
Yeah, for sure. And to be fair, when I did the first podcast with you, I was like, I don't know if I ever get a market in Scotland going, but hey, Scotland's currently the biggest country we support, so or support us, I
Uh,
should honestly say. Yeah, it's amazing. You know, it's also amazing, Chris.
what's that, my
I'm
friend?
that these days I'm not the only host anymore. Of course, many hosts have been passing by and doing the work. But well, looking at this week, I have not hosted Tuesday recording. It's Friday evening when we record this episode, and I'm not even hosting tonight. How
No,
brilliant is that now?
that's it. We're making you redundant, John. You can sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labour, my friend. And we will pick your brains tonight as we talk about the new patch. Is Halloween? Is it got us screaming? And then we were going to move to the ultimate scream. Yes, it's back, folks. I am absolutely hyped for it. I mean, is there a better card design? I don't know. It's going to be really difficult from that. So John, let's get right into it. But as usual, you are super generous as always. So what is it tonight? What are we doing tonight for our 700th episode?
Yeah, so it's always hard. What do you do? Do you make new shirts? We had special shirts for the 600 episode. This year we've decided to go a little bit different. We'll be making a special edition anniversary cap, which we'll be signing once we're over at Scotland as well. And I think we're giving away 3 of them, the only 3 available. So
Mhm.
what we'll do is we'll ask some questions throughout the show, and either if you send in the questions, you can just reply in the Spotify comments or send us an email or somewhere you can find us probably somewhere. Um, Reach out on Discord, whatever. Either the best answers, so everyone that gets the right answers contributes to getting the one of the caps,
Mhm.
or the most creative answers. Because I mean, our diehard fans will probably know the answers, but if you're very creative, we might sneak a little cap in there for you as well. So let us know. I
Definitely.
can't show them even because they're still in development, but trust me, these are going to be awesome. So
I'm sure they'll be great, John. Shall we do one question first then? Get our listeners hooked in.
sure, and I can't answer, right?
No, you're not allowed to answer. So, he's not been on the show for a while, but he is a major part of our community and our podcast. It's my good friend Ingve. So, we are asking you out there, can you name all of Ingve's nicknames? It would take a whole show to probably read them all out, but can you answer that question? What is all of Ingve's nicknames? And you can be creative as well. And we may use them in future shows, but please, he's a very good friend of ours, so don't be rude.
Shall we give one of them to the people or
Yeah, let's give one for that one. So
the
get
OG
it in.
one?
Yeah, that's it for sure.
The OG one is called, of course, King of the North.
The King of the North, the man. I was thinking of another one, John. So it just shows you how many nicknames he has, and I love making nicknames up from him. Hopefully, he'll be back really soon to be on the show and give us his undoubted knowledge of the content. But let's tell you what, John. Let's start with this patch. Has it been a long time coming? Has it ruined the game, or has Nick, Run the Foot Market has suggested it is FC25 2.0 and the game will be $5 come Christmas. What is your thoughts on it?
Oh, I've never seen something so decisive this early in the year, Chris. Normally, we are complaining about EA making mistakes, them sending us to the store, the game not functioning. Well, if you're on PC, actually, it's not functioning as we're speaking now. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of opinions about this game. And let's just take one step back before we talk about what's in. Basically, the current game is you have to work really hard, defend really well. And when you hold the R1 button, you can dribble all you want, basically. And that's just a short version of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some people call it fidget spinning meta, some people call it the pinna meta. And we had, of course, some abusing mechanics, like, say, the corner kick, which if we did a whole episode about how you can easily score or not concede corner kicks. Basically, they brought out a patch this week, and they were already telling us last week that they will be changing something. But summarize: fast jockeying for more effective manual defending. So they slightly increase sprint jockey speed for user-controlled players, and they moderately increase jockey and sprint jockey responsiveness for user-controlled players. So basically, you can sprint a slightly faster and jockey slightly faster. Their idea is to make a bit of a more balance between attacking and defending, but without compromising the attacking responsiveness you enjoy. Actually, Chris, that sounds amazing. I said
Mhm.
last week when we were discussing this, like, oh, actually, that looked good. Um, then they said, we've heard your feedback about skilled durabilists being too strong, and we wanted you to have an improved defensive option when dealing with them. I think we said it on show one, the first evening we recorded, like maybe slightly tune jockey a little bit, but basically give it a couple of weeks. And I did just that. And I quite liked it. Chris, you know what they also changed? Kickoffs. They said, hey, we are introducing a new change to kickoff defending aimed at marking kickoff significantly harder to score from. Also, 10 out of 10 change. Perfect. Well done, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, then they also said, here's something else. We are lowering control sprint dribbling speed. Basically, if you hold R1 and you dribbling, you can now dribble slower. And this is where all hell broke loose. Basically, people weren't against the defending changes, but also sort of nerving the attacking changes is what's got people out and about, as if they say so.
Mhm.
Basically, the feeling is that they killed the attacking options. For example, Pina went from 80k to 60k to 40k to 30k, and she's now 12k as we are recording this episode. Virgil van
Right.
Dijk went the other round, for example, the other way around, because he's now able to defend again, which you think he always was. And we've got two camps here, and maybe three if you consider my camp shortly, Chris.
Mhm.
Camp number one says, hey, I actually spent a lot of time in the first month practicing defending, getting used to this, practicing the attacking. I got pretty good at this game. And yes, I got sometimes a 7-0 score or 7-5 or whatever. But I had never felt unfair that the winner actually won. And if you can't defend, you just basically you lose. You can't
Mhm.
attack, you won't score. And I can see that point tremendously. I can see where that's coming from, and I actually also I'm more in that camp myself. So if I'm be honest, there I was like, I wish they maybe haven't changed that so much because I was getting pretty good at this game. I felt at least. I let someone else be the judge of that. But and also I did spend a lot of time practicing that. And you know what else is? People were, and that's not for a commercial reason, but people were also spending lots of more time with coaches
Mhm.
analysis, trying to improve on it. It actually felt like if you spend time on this, you could get better. And it felt a little bit undone. And if you look at streamers, if you look at big streamers, if you look at professional esports athletes now, they were like, this is a change made for the more casual player. And Chris, the other perspective I mentioned is from the more casual player or the player that's not so good at adapting currently or that doesn't like the high scoring games. And you know what? As a true professional and an adult, I can also see their point of view if I'm quite honest. You said it at the start, right? Is it too attacking? I don't like the ping pong football. And, I do get that as well. I do get the fact that it's now easier to defend. If you are getting good at defending, of course, it sucks that everyone is now better at defending. And I think that's also a fair point. But if you look at who this game is made for, it's not made for the top 5% of the players. It is made for 80% of the players, right? And I think those top 5% to the last 15%, they will find a way to adapt. I quite like the higher skill gap. It's sort of broken down. I don't think it will go into more depth about how much it actually changed, but yeah, it does feel like the skill gap could get closer. Like you get a little bit more assist, you get a little bit more leeway if you make a mistake. Um, and that's fine. On my third opinion about
Mhm.
this, the camp that's not been described, I'm totally fine with this
Mhm.
because I can see both point of views. I would be more on the I hope they didn't change it too much, but I also feel it's a little bit exaggerated.
Mhm.
So people saying this game is now dead. I spent all my time on nothing. I think that's absolutely not true because those basic rules still apply. And if you were good at it, you still be better now than anyone else that wasn't good at it, right? Um, I think. I saw people selling Pina, but she's still one of the only load driven plus players available. And load driven haven't been nerfed. You can still get that shoulder and you still get a good. I think now she's a steal. I'd still recommend getting her in a team, right? Um, I saw Bonmati getting pushed back and price is dropping currently as well. Mate, if I look at that card, I think even without the controlled dribbling, Bonmati is still the best number 10 in this game.
Mhm.
Jamal is still the best right winger you can probably have in this game. Even though you can't R1 dribble so fast anymore, you can still left stick dribble just as fine as you did 2 days ago. And if you're listening to this like a week ago, I would also urge people to just see this weekly league, how that goes, and give it a week to let everyone adapt to it. But I honestly think, especially like they also changed the corner glitch tactic, right? Where you score from. They changed the kickoff goals, which I applaud them for. They increase the jockey speed, but it's not tremendous. It's a little bit more cover, but it's actually not that huge of a difference. I don't think, I feel like EA has been very careful trying these changes. And if I look at my own experience for the past day, and of course it's been, well, I don't know, 15 matches max, right? It's a small margin. It's the patch been out of date when we recording this. I don't feel it's that massive of a difference. If I'm honest, it's good. I think it's a decent change. I can see both sides. I don't like the defending, or I don't like the defending change or the attacking change too much myself because I thought I was pretty good at it. But I'll adapt as well, and I can see it's better to have more people playing in the long term than people dropping off because they can't keep up with it. Um, does this make any sense for you? Am I trying to find that middle ground? I think both sides are a little bit too much on the fence.
John, I mean, first of all, the game was a big step from FC25, wasn't it? Let's be honest. We
Aye.
went from, being a good defender myself, I'd say, in FC25 to being someone who now plays the game and finishes 7-8. Do you know what I mean? Or 8-7, whatever way it goes. So for me, I get it. And let's be honest, if you're winning at the game's great. And if you're getting beat, the game's rubbish. Yeah. I just wonder, and we're not trying to be controversial. We're not trying to dig people out here. I just wonder if actually what you'll find is as the game steadily goes on, I think the power curve has a bit to do with it. If I'm being honest with you, when I look at look at the promo team that's out tonight, the power curve is still being dampened a little bit. And I think we're struggling to adjust to that. If you look at it, I think what you'll find is come Christmas time, you'll probably be in the league that you were last year because you'll find your level, and your level will generally be where you were last year. The defending is a massive change. There's a couple of times, and unfortunately, muscle memory does kick in. And last year, where the AI would make the tackle for you or make a block for you, it's not doing it this way. And that's where the change is. I think the switching is a little bit of a problem. So I'll play the game, as you say, see over the weekend what it's like. Has it made a huge change to defending? If it's made a little bit better, I will be all for that. The dribbling doesn't affect me. I'm not a dribbler. I'm a passer. So as long as I've not affected passing, I'll be quite happy with that. So again, as I say, we'll just have to wait and see. People who win most games come next week will win most games. And I doubt very much people are going to fall like stones from one league to another or rise rapidly as well. I think you'll find your level, and it'll be very much where you were at FC25.
Yeah, and I think the reason why we're not pushing this episode out on that Friday, which we record this, right? And we're giving it a couple of days because I do think it's important to form your own opinion about it. And I do think it's also important. It's good that people voice their opinions, and I think it's good that content creators, and I mean, we're one of them. We make money doing it. Simple as that, right? It's good that you put your opinion out there, but it doesn't necessarily have to be controversial, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to take a side. You can be in the middle saying, I like this, I don't like this. But in the end, especially as content creators, we don't have much choice in except just to keep playing anyways, right? So even if you dislike it, you can make it really hard for yourself by yelling about it and make sure you don't like it. You should still voice your feedback. I think he has been tremendous this year so far, listening to that feedback. So maybe they referred some of it as well. I can actually see that happen. But also one day is I saw content. I saw some people after 2 matches getting beat, saying this is the worst game ever. I'm like, yeah, it's a little bit easy, right? No.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, I let me rephrase this. I am certain EA does this with the right things in mind, with the feedback they've been provided with, the examples they provided with. Once again, the transparency on the communication has been great. I necessarily didn't need to nerf to the R1 dribbling. But here's the thing, we don't know, and they might know it, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
They might know there's a big promo coming which increases dribbling. And they might have seen what happens if one of these players that are able to use a technical plus, and what happens if they have 95 dribbling, for example.
Yes. No, I
So
get that.
tuning it down now could actually benefit us in the long term, making sure that's not broken in a month or so. And we have no idea about that. I think that could also be one of the reasons. Like maybe they've been testing it with 95 rated players, and like, this might actually be a tad broken if this continues, and therefore beat us to it. Beat us to it so that we won't complain about it yet. That makes sense. And it's hard. I mean, content planning is hard, but making sure you keep the power curve low while still changing your game and still letting that power curve creep up a little bit while still maintaining balance is hard. We've seen games like Diablo, like the Riot games, for example, like Rivals. They don't tune it during weeks period, right? They say this is it, and in 2 months there's a new season, and we've listened to your feedback for the next season. We're going to change this, and everyone knows the next 2 months going to be like this. And meta starts evolving around that certain period, and in 2 months later, the new season will be, oh, now suddenly headers are, for example, very strong, right? This
Mm-hmm.
game doesn't have those. They have seasons, but these seasons aren't bound to patches or something like that. So that keeps evolving, and I think that they make them themselves a little bit harder by doing that as well. For example, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you say like this is the promotion, this promotion runs for 4 weeks, and this is the whole season, and in this season we're gonna see what happens if we boost jockey, for example, what 25%. We could have a meta which you don't like, but in 2 weeks' time they can say, "Hey, next season we're gonna refine that into this." And okay, just need to hold on for 2 more weeks, and then it will be more my game. So EA is not doing themselves much pleasure, or not making it easy on themselves by not having the seasons built up like that. But generally, mate, I don't have much to complain about. And even though it might hurt my general gameplay, I mean, I'm not benefiting from this patch. Let's put it like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I might be on a disadvantage on this one, but I'll also be on a disadvantage if let's say, I don't like the word, but the more casual player
Yeah.
would drop off already. Then what are we doing? Then every match is going to be a sweat fest, and everyone will be good at defending, and it still wouldn't matter too much. So mm, it's what it is, I suppose. But it's
Definitely.
definitely been controversial, and I've not seen so many takes about one topic on one day ever before in FC. Even Messygate wasn't this big.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, John, let's just see how it goes. I mean, we like to come on here and we'd like to throw fire and stab people, and, it's
Oh,
Halloween.
well, we're not stabbing people. I'm just putting
No,
that there.
but so we're not gashing the MD. We're actually just being quite reasonable about it, and everybody's very much entitled to their opinion. And if you have an opinion and you think ours is wrong, please be respectful, but leave a comment, on the show, or reach out to us on our socials as well and tell us what you think about it. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Our good friend
Hashtag,
Joe.
what do you think about sparkling wine?
Well, exactly. Our good friend Johannes, who's listening live to the show, he says stab them. That's our good friend Johannes. We're looking forward to seeing him really soon in November. So, again, guys, reach out to us, give us your opinions. We'd love to hear them. Are we in the wrong for being relatively cool about it? Should we be going in hard? Should we be going in hard against it, or should we be going hard for it? Let us know. And, John, if people want to get involved in the show, how can they do it?
Of course, they can join the Patreon and support the show while at it. That's patreon.com/futinreview, FUT in review. It starts at, I think, £3 a month, and that goes all the way up, of course. The £5 a month tier, or €5 a month, will also provide you with this show very, very, very early. And just saying, this will be recording on a Friday, and on the Sunday, episode 699 will go out. So you get it almost a week earlier so far. And of course, you can join the events wherever we are. So there's a lot of benefits to it as well. And of course, you can keep this show going for another 700 episodes if you want us to do that.
Exactly. But we'll move on, John. I think we've talked about the patch long and hard. Let us ask a question, though. So, our very good friend Caden, he has a meal named after him in Crete. What is that meal?
That's a good one, yeah. So
Yeah, and even if you've been to Crete, you'll be very hard pushed to know what that meal is, because I have never seen anyone eat as quick as Caden.
we have to say it wasn't actually on the menu.
Nope.
He put it on the menu by just asking the staff every single day for that meal. So yeah.
So here we go, and then let's hope that for next year it'll be on the menu and we can all enjoy a little bit of it. But John, we've got I think the first big promo of the year. I don't know about you. It's a returning friend. Like those serial killers from those horror movies, it has risen from the dead. So here we go. We're back. It is Ultimate Scream. An amazing looking cards, some amazing upgrades as well. And if you're okay with it, John, I'll maybe quickly talk through those upgrades if that's okay.
Of course.
So what we've got here is, it actually is based around full moons, would you believe? And it's worth reading about it. So it's tied to the Beaver Moon. Who knew that would be a thing? The Beaver Moon on the 5th of November. We'll see strengthening players with Roll Plus additions, followed by the Cold Moon, no less, upgrade on the 4th of December that further this roll with Rolls Plus additions to all positions and alternate positions. All upgrades will be permanent. And even to make it even better than that, John, they will be temporary 99 boosts to one random face stat that will last for 7 days on the Beaver and the Cold Full Moon. I mean, first of all, John, are you pleased to have this promo back?
Yes, for sure. I mean, Ultimate Scream has not always been my favorite promotion, but this is fun. You know, introduce something new, temporary stats. We got 99 rated players. They don't stay 99. We got boost, which I think will follow the power curve quite nicely as well. So you get the card and it will get boosted over time. And in this situation, this year so far, you can have times for a longer period, even though people are selling piñas for 11K now, I see. But you can still keep them on. Yeah, I quite like that idea, and I definitely like the whole card design.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if Suarez has one of them.
He's maybe got a special Roll Plus for that one.
Bite.
I mean, there is 2 teams out there. So this is team 1. So I assume there will be a team 2 next week. But there is actually 2 teams as such released. There is the Ultimate Scream team and there is the Ultimate Scream Heroes. Both beautiful card designs. John, is there anywhere you want to start first? Because actually I have a bit of a bugbear about this promo at the end, if you don't mind me talking about it. But where would you like to start, my friend?
Well, only bugbear I have is Campos being a striker.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on with that?
Well, it seems a bit like, swapping positions, doesn't it? As well. I mean, there is ones here that are, fairly obvious. You've got Vinny Jr. as a striker, Karchewi as a left back, it looks like. But I mean, I always thought she was a left back.
Yeah, she's left back, but she can also play CM, cam, whatever. Mm-hmm. She can play everywhere, basically. She's that good in real life. Mm-hmm. No, but like being a goalkeeper on strikes, mate, it just stills me. I mean, this could be the worst patch in history or the best patch in history, and I'm fine with this. But putting a goalkeeper up in front, that gets me going.
So we are going to be controversial on the show tonight then. So sorry to Campos' mum. He is only 36.5K, to be fair, John. I mean, it is strange, you've got a goalkeeper. What height is he? He is 5'6", 170 odd centimeters, even smaller than myself. And I'm not particularly a tall man.
But that's fine in this game. That's actually not so bad. especially with low drivens. I've used female goalkeepers. I've used Angera,
Hmm.
or as they call in UK, call her in the UK, Angerer. But I think actually pretty usable so far. But instead of giving him some proper boost on his goalkeeper card to make him a strike, and I can't take that.
So all the things, John, that we've talked about tonight, we've talked about a new patch that has actually set the community on fire. You want to talk about Campos being a striker? I mean, he is only 36k, to be fair. It looks quite a decent card, if I'm being honest with you, and you get those boosts as well. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with the card there.
Well, we can talk about Pogba getting boosted.
Well, John, you've had to mention it. I have to say, I find this absolutely incredible that he has been selected as an SBC. He's a player that's just returned from a long ban. I just find it incredible. I just find it absolutely shocking, and I'm really, really disappointed. I feel he is no deserving of having an SBC. I know you are a Juve fan, and you may have been a Pogba fan, but surely even you can see that this is an own goal from EA.
I don't know if people actually know, you know? They just see a good midfielder, popular player that's been popular in last years, which has been a good player, of course, as well. But yeah, he's been convicted for doping, right?
Yes, 18 months ban he got. 4 years originally. I did check it in case we were going to
Yeah.
get done for libel. So I did actually read the news on it. So he was banned originally for 4 years, blaming tainted supplements. Unwittingly, he says, taking it, and his ban was reduced to 18 months. And I believe he's now back playing this year at Monaco, I think, if I
Yes.
look at it properly. So he's left Juve and he's moved to Monaco. And sadly for me, it looks like an exceptionally strong card as well. And that's a big disappointment for me because I am really loath to do him because I think having someone like that, I just feel there's so many more deserving players. Now, I realise that Halloween is all about villains, and I've got my good friend Stitch there behind me. So maybe that is why EA have selected him, because he is the pantomime villain.
Yeah, on the other side, there's some people that said like he got his he did his due, and that's it. And I think there's something to be said there as well, right? And there's players in this beautiful game of football that's done far, far worse. This one he only did to himself, right? And there's people that done far worse to other people, just saying, which still get player of the month cards and stuff. So yeah, there's it's always a bit tricky talking about these things. Overmars isn't in the game because he sent a certain picture, but there's certain icons that they're far worse, you know. So it's always hard to too much about it. I'm usually more of let's stay out of this and just discuss the card.
You are just being a real statesman, John. I mean, well, okay, then I'll give in a little bit, but I am very disappointed, if I'm being honest with you. But
I was surprised. Let's put it like this. When
yeah,
he
I
was
was
mentioned, I was like,
surprised as well. But as I say, maybe it's Halloween and they've went for the villain of the piece, so maybe they've went
"Well,
that way.
where's Suarez then?"
Well, maybe that's coming. You know what I mean?
Team 2.
Maybe,
He's the
maybe
headliner
that is
there.
coming. But
Wearing
John,
a vampire suit. I swear I'm gonna.
but if you were to pick one version of this card, there is two. Which would you do? Would you do the cam or the CDM?
Yes, I think that's the most important question here, right? You can pick. You do the SBC. You can actually pick one of two versions. Well, honestly, I would go for the CDM because I think it's a huge gap. Like, Pogba is a big, strong player, right? He feels a bit like Gullit. That makes sense. And I prefer my CDMs being the big, strong guys, and I prefer a more agile cam. So hence, I would go for the CDM. But honestly, both cards look really strong.
So if we stick with the CDM one, John, is that the card then you think for 217k? Let's bring it back. Is it a must do it, or avoid?
It's a do it, I suppose.
In the middle.
Yeah, I wouldn't say must do because. Okay, well, there's a couple of things in this card which I mean are worth mentioning, right? If you look at the stats, he's got intercept plus on a CDM, which isn't that common. He's French, so he's probably easy to link. And he's got all the right stats in all the right places. Plus 5-star skill moves is pretty cool on a CDM. On the other side, on the other hand, defensive awareness 84. Sure, you can boost a little bit. Stamina isn't that big. And I do think at this stage of the game, Chris, 220,000 coins is a lot of money. When you also, you have also cards about Busquets, which we of course have to mention quickly soon as well. But it's a lot of eggs you put into one untradeable basket in this case. And if I see the volatility on the market, then untradeable is safer to go probably, but you can also buy a lot of good players for this money currently, I think.
Mm-hmm. So, John, you mentioned Busquets. I just quickly looked at Busquets there because I realised he was out this week. Spanish, which is a good link, but plays in the MLS, doesn't he?
Yes, but he's got an icon link, mate.
All right, okay. Apologies.
So he gets icon chemistry on. So, which is of course a pretty cool addition to this card, and that's also the reason why everyone can just use him. And he's 450-ish K.
Yeah, so he's twice the price of Pogba. Now he's 88 rated, so he's a couple of.
Yes, he's got defensive awareness 88. Those standing tackle was at 90. I think that's probably already a lot better. He's got tiki taka on the passing long ball and incisive pass, and he's got anticipate and press proven. I do think Busquets could probably be a better player, but the big advantage of Busquets is he can also play center midfielder, and he can even play center defender. And honestly, this card doesn't look as bad as a center defender as you might think.
But then again, John, you're talking about a sinking 300,000 coins into Pogba being at this stage of the game, quite pricey. You're talking twice the price to sink into an 88 rated card again at this stage of the game. What's your thoughts on that?
And I'm not doing it because I think it's a little bit risky, and I see a lot of tradable players which will be are dropping now. For example, I see Mati dropping, which I still think is the best number 10 in this game. And he's now at 290 and probably be 250 by the end of the weekend, right? I think that's a steal. That's a card that will last a while, and you can go for it. And even if you buy her and sell her for 80K in a month or two, who cares, right? You done well. On the other hand, Chris, I have to admit that if you take Pogba or Busquets, they will also last you a long while currently. But you have to make sure it fits. And I do think Busquets has more versatility on that card than Pogba currently does. Although Pogba is at that of a price range that you might actually be tired of seeing Pogba's running around next week, by the looks of it.
He could be the Patrick Vieira, couldn't he? The French Patrick Vieira.
Yeah, and looking at how many people give him a thumbs up, it's 95% positive on these cards. And that's something very uncommon. So I'm not saying it's a bad card. I'm thinking it's a proper good card, honestly. And especially the CDM, I think that definitely has a handover. Pogba is able to play CM as well, I have to admit. I might have to come back to my opinion, stating that this Pogba is probably going to be a do for everyone currently.
Well, let me just quickly run through the heroes, John, because there is only 6 of them. And maybe you could select one that you think is worth the coins. Now, Di Natale, top of the shop, 2.3 million, 89 rated. Then Hamzic, he is 1.2 million. Then we move to Al-Rawan, my good friend, who you love to mention every time that I once packed him.
We should have done a question about him, yeah.
Yeah, 569K. Then we go to Mascherano, 274K. Crouch, 93K. And Campos.
We're not going to talk about the last one, yeah.
Okay. And Campos, who you slated at 34K. Let's hope.
Rightfully so.
Mexico anytime soon, you and I. So, John, I know they're quite expensive, especially the top 2, but is there anyone there you think if I had the coins, I would buy them?
I have to admit, I think Crouch is pretty fun. But I also think 3-star weak foot striker. You're doing yourself a little bit of a disservice. You can do him as a cam, but he's got technical first touch. He has the low driven though, but he has the precision header. I think Crouch could be a fun card, and he's at a price range where it doesn't hurt to give him a shout, give him a run.
Yeah, 6.6 foot, 6'7", or for you Dutch people, 201 centimeters.
Yes.
which is
Yes.
small in the Netherlands, to be fair, because you're very tall people.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for us it's like common 8, right? But no, but I think that's a fun card, and everyone else, yeah, it's the same, mate. It's like if you pack them, you're solid.
Mm-hmm.
If you buy it, I'd be careful. Not
So,
because there aren't good cards, and if you buy them, I think they will last a long while currently.
mm-hmm.
Um, but I mean, coins are hard to get by.
Yeah.
You know.
But if
So
you can, I just ask John then, just because you are the coach, and if people want to get better, please check footcoaching.com. Could well recommend it. Will take your game to very much to the next level. But he has target forward in this game, 6'7", target forward plus plus. Is that any good? That's a no.
no,
Let's
yeah,
be
no,
honest,
like
folks.
no, it's like it could. I do think they work. The rules work like they intend to, and you could use this card as a build up, like a target man, get the ball in, and also, of course, cross in and head at the ball. The problem is though, Chris, headers can be really good, but try to like if you tried 5 times to cross one and 2 times it gets to your striker and 1 time you can get the header off, it has to count.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is if I do 5 low driven shots, 4 of them will actually be probably a goal.
Yeah.
So why would that be your attack plan? Know what I get? Know what I mean?
Yep. I know
And
what you mean.
especially if Pina is like 15k, 12k, 10k, whatever, just get Pina, play the ball over the floor, and do a low driven shot whenever you get an opportunity. And because chances are you score a lot more than trying to give Crouch a good cross. And I wish, like, in the end, it's a video game. And if you want to win a video game, you play a chance of. If you win a game, if you want to win any game, you play your chances. And I think the chances are higher you can score with a small striker currently or a fast striker that has a low driven shot on it than a big tall striker which can't make those runs, if that makes sense, because he isn't fast enough. It has a low driven, but not the plus, and has different strength. So it's fun that they give him a card. Let's put it like this.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll
Too
move
harsh?
on.
Not too harsh.
Nah, let's be harsh, John. It's Halloween. Come on, let's be harsh. You be the villain of the piece for a change. So if we go to the main team then, there is an objective player which we'll quickly talk about at the end. But on the main team, you have top of the shop, 4.5 million for Vinny Jr. Always a great card in most games. Looking else at that, there really is no other. 1.4 million Rafael Leao, 86 rated. Is there any other cards in there that you would potentially consider if you had the coins sinking your money into?
Well, Kartsui, you just already mentioned her for a second. I think the her gold card is absolutely fantastic. So I don't think you can go wrong there. Very versatile. Is it like look left back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Center midfielder, left midfielder, center attacking midfielder, and left winger. Plenty of options there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think and 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. It's 190 pace. Except for shooting, this has been a top 10 card for me all year so far. And this card is even better. The Binya, the other side, right winger, harder to link, of course, but also right winger, right midfielder, center attacking midfielder, currently 825,000. I've used the gold cards a lot this year. Tremendous card, same thing, but she's 5-star, 5-star, Chris.
Wow.
At this stage of the game is absolutely brilliant. And I would anyone that have not tried their gold card, use the gold card. But if you pack this one, you're sold for a long, long while. Eh? I do like the look of Cabal. Of course, Juventus biased, but 67,000. Good speed, good strength, good defensive stats. Müller is one of my standout players here.
Yes.
That is a very, very well-rounded card, worth 40,000. Right midfielder, right winger, cam, and striker. 40,000, Chris, for Müller.
And he has numerous plus roles as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, so I'll quickly zoom in on that card. But Well, no, he's got finesse shot, power shot, precision, blow driven, ping pass, and press proven. Regular one, of course. But advanced, like false 9 plus plus, shadow striker plus plus, inside forward plus plus on the right midfield, and the same on right winger. But yeah, a good shoot. 90 finishing, Chris.
Yeah.
Like 90 finishing with 94 composure, 94 reactions.
Is he your cam, John? Is he a
Well,
cam as opposed to a striker?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yes, except he's got 3-star skill moves, and I like my camp to have 5. But that's why he's probably still affordable. That makes sense. But I think that's a really cool card. Don't underestimate the Berenga card. I think 24,000 for that card looks really solid. And I think one of the standout players for me would be Kimmich if you use him as CDM. But I think I quite like the team. I definitely like the card design.
Yeah.
I quite like the team. I wish there was a Dutch player in there somewhere, but maybe next week.
Can I just quickly ask one card, John, before we move on? The Embuemo card. If you look at him, you look at his face stats. He looks.
Wait now, which card?
Embuemo, Brian Embuemo, Man United player.
Sorry, I just like the way you said that.
You like the way I say. I've probably said his name wrong. Sorry to Brian. If he wants to join the show and correct us, please come in and join us. He's had a great.
Yes, but not in person, please, because he looks very intimidating.
He does. Now he looks a great card, face stats, but then I look at it and I look at his playstyle, his playstyle plus, which is power shot, and then I also look at his weak foot. Is this the big issue with this card?
Yes, I mean power shot isn't that good. Game changer isn't that important, right? I think if this has low driven pass, you might have a bit of more of an option there. Very fast though, probably very nimble, very small as well, so that might work. I said he's intimidating, but he's actually smaller than I am, so I'm not sure how intimidating he actually is. But 3-star weak foot is just not going to cut it. I think 300,000, 330,000 currently is way too much for this card. Although it gets boosted, of course, but still, I can't forget that these cards get boosted, Chris. But you have to be critical, I think. And we're in a stage, Chris, as well, where I've seen people say, like, I can't do all these SBCs. I can't do them. I don't have the folder for them. But I think this is the difference with previous year. You have to be picky. You have to be choosy in what you do and where you spend your coins. There's a little bit more risk in it. And there's also, like last year, you just did gamble SBCs just because you're able to. This year, you're not able to. So if you do it, it is definitely a more gamble than it's ever been. And I think with cards like this, you're not going to spend 300,000 on a 3-star weak foot player. There's no way I can recommend anyone to that. I wouldn't even, like I said just about Crouch, like he's 3-star weak foot. He's 100,000. I don't think he can be fun, but I don't think it's worth it. Why would I recommend it? Someone that's 3 times his price with the same issue?
Yeah. No, I understand that, John. I mean, the one card that looks like it's good fun and I would say can be done for free, it looks like, is the objective card, Lewis Skelly, playing for Arsenal, who are absolutely smashing it at the moment. He, I'm just quickly pulling up his details. He is a centre midfielder or left back. He has holding plus, box to box plus plus, and false back. And it looks like a fairly decent card for being free, just doing the objectives. There's quite a few objectives, and I think they actually yield some players as well. And with the boosts on that card, I think it would be quite a bit fun. He has, I'm trying to see if he has any, his play styles of ping pass, inventive, press proven, intercept, and bruiser. A good fun card, I think, that one. Well worth trying to do.
Yes, and what's important, he's got box to box plus plus. He looks like he's 3-star weak foot as well, right? But this is a center midfielder or a left back. Don't forget he can also be left back, but I'm talking about the center midfielder position.
Yep.
We've always discussed if it's Gullit Gang, it's good. The reason Gullit Gang, so 80s all around for everyone that knows it, is so good is that it's the versatility and there's a well-rounded player, which aren't very common, especially at the start of the game. Again, this year they aren't very common, and this one's nearly there. Except for shooting, it's there. And it's only not there on the shooting because his finishing is 70. But the rest of the shooting, the attacking position, the shot power itself, they're not that bad either. And his penalties are 70 as well, which is why it's low rated. I think this is sort of a proper good gang card with versatility, good linkability, and the box to box plus plus is tremendous at this stage of the game. And like you said, it's absolutely free. And well, it's SBC, right? I think Sally, by the
Yeah,
way.
objective. It's objective,
N-
John.
yeah. So
Oh, sorry. Sorry. It's
SBC.
SBC's.
Yeah.
Apologies. Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So he's not absolutely free, but it's not hard to do either. I think.
Yeah.
Plus, you get players from every thing as well from it, right?
Yeah, you get players from there as well. So, I mean, I think it's again, we've gave E a bit of a hard time with the Pogba one, but this is actually really fun. And I would say as well, as the way Arsenal are playing at the moment, we are going to see a lot of Arsenal players pop up in promo squads, team of the week, etc. They are top of the league at the moment in the EPL, so they are playing exceptionally well, and they
Yeah.
have some really good players.
I have to correct myself there, though. He's not an SPC. He's an objective, but you have to
Complete
grind
SBCs.
this week to get
Yeah.
him, and that's might be the only thing. It takes a week, but hey, come on, man! It's a free card which has absolutely terrific, well-rounded stats. I think this is cool.
Definitely. You know what else is cool, John? Our final,
My beer.
but our final question as well, and it's actually revolves around you, my friend. Would you believe?
Oh.
It's not a bad one. Here we go. So, John packed a Team of the Year card once, and it became a long-running joke. Who was that player?
And a little bit of a backstory about that one as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Was of course my favorite player. Was playing for a certain team I quite support, and also Ingvi convinced me to play squad battles because that would give me a 25 rare player pack. So I grinded out squad battles the whole week to get that 25 player rare player pack. Before starting the episode, I opened that pack with Ingvi on it. So I forced myself to do squad battles and I opened that pack, and in that pack, out he came with Ingvi next to me. So it's a little bit of a historical one, and that was quite surprising. And I still remember that moment fondly. And you remember it.
It would be unfair for us not to finish up. If you do join our Patreon, you can listen to the show live, which our good friend Johannes has done tonight. And he has asked a very quick question, John. He has asked, what is our thoughts about Lizarazu from a cost value rating point of view? He is a left back, 88 rated, currently costing 192,000 coins. Looks a particularly strong card to me, but I will leave it up to the expert to give his opinion of it.
Yeah, and I think he, of course, means is it worth doing it from the SBC that's currently going, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, definitely worth it. 100%. I think one of the best left backs in the game. Of course, easy to link. Fits with your Pogba as well later on. No, definitely worth it. It's 200k. It's definitely worth it doing the SBC for it. I don't know how much the SBC currently goes for. If I am quite honest, if it's still going on when you listen to this show, I don't know either. But you can get Lisa Razou from one of those player hero SBC big match day thingies.
Yes.
I have not done them though. You got to be honest with that one. I think you could pick the SBC is 220,000, and you can get Joko, Lisa Razou, or Forlan from that. I think Lisa Razou is now currently 190, so buy him, definitely worth it. I packed the week prior to that, of course, a different left back. And I've now suddenly lost her name, which is, of course is awful.
Bompastor?
Pastor, yeah, thank you. Bombastor, and Bombastor is just terrific as well. If you put them head to head, there's not too much difference between it, which for me was a reason not to do it. But also, I would probably done that SPC to get Lisa Razou myself.
Yep. There you go. So if you ever want to listen to the show live, come and join the Patreon. It is well worth the value for money. But guys, if you cannot join the Patreon, and we realize money is tight at the moment, could you please leave us a 5-star review on Spotify and Apple? It just helps us for visibility, and it means we get more listeners and more questions for our show, for our wonderful community. But John, that's it. 700 episodes almost in the can, but it goes without saying, from me and everybody who listens to the show and our community, thank you so much for being our head. You will say you're not the gaffer, but you are our guru. You're our spiritual leader, and it's been absolutely wonderful, mate, to spend some time with you tonight and all the times that we've been on the show together.
I appreciate you saying that, and I'm definitely not a gaffer. It's a team effort we put in here, but I do pay the bills from time to time. Yeah, thank you, mate. I appreciate that.
No bother. So, John, it's been 700 episodes. Do we still remember what we do to finish the show?
I think I do. I think it's time for us to drop it.
Drop it.
U
T
F U
T
F F F U
T
F U T
T
T in view F U
T